Okay, so and a good example of that is coming up to a mini roundabout. First of all, you need to identify the mini roundabout. The moment you identify the mini roundabout, you should know, give way to the right, how a shield works, what shielding is, and what a lockup is. Those are things you need to know. You need to know and understand what a lockup is. Because if you get to a mini roundabout, and I can't explain these things, you have to go and look them up in our BDS Academy. But those are going to be things that will make you make a mistake on a mini roundabout. Because if you don't know what a lockup is, if you don't know what shielding is, and you don't know how the priorities work out when you've got a shielding or a lockup situation, you are not going to know how to deal with that roundabout. And then it becomes an observational fault. Okay, so what I said to you earlier, theory test, knowledge is the basis. You then take that basic knowledge and you have to apply it in your driving. And that's what the BDS Academy is about. How to apply that basic knowledge and to develop that basic knowledge into better structures so that you can easily identify what you're dealing with. And then mirror signal maneuver is not just decisions, but mirror signal maneuver cannot effectively follow if you haven't identified what you're dealing with. Open roundabout, spiral roundabout, all these other things are dependent on you knowing what you're dealing with. If you don't know what you're dealing with, you haven't identified it correctly, you haven't categorized it correctly, you won't be able to deal with it correctly, and you can end up with an observation fault. You have the knowledge, but the knowledge isn't sufficient to give. You don't know how to apply the knowledge. You don't know how to identify the situation correctly. Because, like for instance, identifying the mini roundabout, you know it's a mini roundabout. But when you get to the mini roundabout, you might know what the priority is. It's give way to the right. But that whole priority might change because you've got a situation where you've got shielding, or you might have a lockup. And how are you going to deal with those? If you still know it's a mini roundabout, but that doesn't mean you know how to deal with it because you haven't got the extended knowledge to deal with it effectively. If I have to sit next to the road and teach you that information, just that one aspect of the information, the mini roundabout, and the things that I have been discussing around the mini roundabout, you are going to pay me for an extra hour or an hour and a half of me sitting next to the road explaining all of that to you. Whereas you can go to BDS Academy and learn this stuff and save yourself money. It's there, it's not a problem. Now, this two-directional driving, this is one of the things I tell people as well, and it's on there. Rear awareness saves lives, being more aware of your mirrors and how to use your mirrors. That's all on there as well. I'm going to take you guys through that just now and just do some things around this with you. And then mirror setup. This panoramic setup of the mirrors. Guys, this is so important. I was in a car with a taxi driver, a Uber driver, and he nearly took out cars on his left and took out cars on the right. And he had his mirrors completely set incorrectly. He couldn't see where he was going as he was changing lanes because he hadn't set his mirrors up. He was watching dangerous door handles. I can't believe people still teach that, because it's really not what the international driving standards are starting to use now. You mustn't be watching your door handles. It's just not the right thing to do. Here is the door handle. This is a full...
Cars are closest to you, bicycles and motorcycles are closest to you, that they create problems for you. So if you can get your mirrors to increase your view around the car instead of focusing in behind your car, then you're going to be able to see the dangers that approach you much more better. And we just don't believe in this story that the door handles are dangerous. I've been driving now for 40 years now, and I've never seen a door handle jump out and hit a car, and not even any of my own door handles. Isn't that amazing? All this time, and door handles never posed a danger to my driving. So it kind of begs the question as to why we should be watching them. I wonder if anybody's thought about that. But anyway, I mean, we all tend to set our mirrors to watch the door handles. I hope that by the time of the end of the series, you will be sufficiently convinced to advance your driving to the point where you don't watch those dangerous door handles anymore. Okay, when we're driving on the road, the one problem that we've always got is that the moment the car sets off, the moment the car starts to move forward, it's also moving backwards. And
now, this video, for instance, is foundational for any person who's learning to drive. And I'll tell you what, if you watch this video, even if you're an experienced driver, you are going to get value out of this video, because this is advanced driving intuition. It's the next level.